Sometimes when it comes to painting, you just want your model to look good. You don't have time to think about color schemes, how to highlight or shade your miniature, or whatever other worry is keeping you from painting. That's where liquid talent, also known as Citadel Washes or shades, come to the rescue. Not only do they give you instant shadows, but they also can be used in a little-known color trick called color filters, which can be used to instantly improve any color scheme. Let's talk about how shades, the right use of color, and a few other tricks can help you paint better miniatures in less time. Before we begin, let's talk colors. And I know you're thinking, Lyla, I thought we didn't have time to talk about colors. And while this trick does drastically limit the amount of time we have to think about colors, it also totally hinges on color. But before you panic, let me explain. The first thing we need to pick is an atmosphere or vibe for our model. To make this simple, let's see how they use this in cinema. Blue is commonly used for horror or nighttime to give a feel of isolation. A desaturated green is frequently used in post-apocalyptic movies to create the feeling of hopelessness. And dark red or orange is used in movies that want to appear dark, gritty, and dirty. Of course, there are dozens of emotions color can create. The important thing is to pick one. Your chosen color is now your mother color. For ease of painting, I recommend shades of red, blues, purples, or greens. For this model, I'm wanting an eerie atmosphere, so I'm going to go with a rich greenish blue, or cyan. Before we paint, I'm applying baking soda, sand, and stone to add texture to the base of my miniature. Then grass tufts and bay leaves for foliage. At this point, color doesn't matter. Instead, we're focusing on creating a variety of textures. Let's prime and zenithal. I'm using black primer, then applying a darkened cyan through my airbrush, covering the entire model, including the base. Using our chosen color in our shadows is the first trick to creating a cohesive color scheme. Next, I'm applying my zenithal in a cold yellow. Though not required, I'll be using this cold yellow as a secondary mother color to create highlights. No matter your base color, using this cold yellow as a secondary mother color will be another step to creating the perfect color scheme. Before you pull out your paints, we need to choose at least 2 areas that we're going to focus on and label as most important. For this model, I'm choosing the face, the blades, and her scale mail pauldron, as well as her necklaces. Listen, I'm not very good at this. I want to paint the whole thing in a lot of detail. You only need to pick 2. These areas are where I'm going to spend most of my time painting. Everything else will get a base coat and a wash, or perhaps just a wash. So I've talked about mother color, but what does that actually mean? Your mother color is the color of paint we're going to incorporate into every other paint we apply to our model. Let me show you. I'm starting by placing my mother color, my favorite blue from Fantasy and Game, on my palette. Next is a desaturated gold, a rusty red, my cold yellow, and a skin tone. Now, I'm using a very limited palette, but you don't have to. Just know that in a perfect world, you would choose a small handful of paints, place those on your palette, and then mix any other color you might need. But using the mother color of blue and then mother color for your highlight will work just fine. Placing my skin tone off to the side, I'm starting by mixing a small amount of my mother color, or my cyan, into my skin tone. As my blue darkens down my paint, I'm also adding a little of my cold yellow, my other mother color. This is to pull it back to be a bit brighter. This color mixing is always a bit tricky in the beginning, but as you get used to the intensity of your mother colors, it'll get easier. And same thing with the hair, mixing my rusty red with my mother color. I want the headband to be green, so I'm taking my gold and mixing it with my mother color to create one. I could have pulled a green paint, placed it onto my palette, and then added my mother color to that, but again, this assures a more cohesive model. Using this same green, I'm then painting in the beads of the hair. I recommend that all of your colors should appear at least twice on your model. This helps the eye travel across the model as a whole, and again, helps to create cohesion. And that's how I work, mixing my mother color into my chosen colors, and adding in my pale yellow to lighten anything that needs lightening. Quickly base coating the entire model, again, repeating colors where I can. As I'm painting, you'll notice that I'm only painting the top and front of the model, or the areas I said I would focus on earlier. That's because the bottom half of the model and the back just aren't as important. When painting with speed in mind, we have to find ways to cut corners, and doing the bare minimum on the back and the bottom half of the model is a great way to cheat. Before we continue, let's talk about this week's sponsor, Into the AM, and their amazing Black Friday sales. I love to be comfortable, as I'm sure everyone does. So my wardrobe staples are all from Into the AM. These shirts are super soft, high quality, and come in a variety of colors and styles, perfect for you or for someone else. Into the AM is having a huge sale with discounts up to 80% off graphic tees and up to 30% off for basics, new arrivals, and t-shirt packs. No matter your reason, if you're looking for new tops, Into the AM is the best place to get them. To learn more, check out the link in my description box. Have you ever heard of shades being referred to as filters? As far as color goes, filter refers to shifting hues from the general brightly colored world that is around us to something that is more moody and atmospheric. Basically, a filter is how we got this we talked about earlier. Filters act as a unifier, removing the chaos from real-world colors while adding emotion and story. When used correctly, shades can do the exact same thing. You can use this concept of using a filter on any model, but combined with the mother color, it works even better. I'm placing Drakenhof Nightshade onto my wet palette, and then some cyan ink to help increase the vibrancy of the Citadel shade. I'm thinning this mixture down with water and testing it on the back of my hand. We want to start thin as we can add more layers later if we need to. I'm applying the wash over the entire model, working in small sections to achieve an even distribution of paint. Where needed, I'm using a damp brush to remove areas where the wash has pooled too much, like the skin and armor. Then I'm continuing to place this wash all the way down the model, including the base. Since I want the lower half of the model to be darker, I'm applying a second layer of my shade to the waist and everything below it, as well as a second layer down the back. Our eyes naturally skip over areas of darkness, so to reinforce the top half being the brightest, we need to make the bottom half darker. The wash has done everything we wanted. It has added depth to the model in the form of shadows, while helping to unify it in color. However, it has also washed out our model, causing us to lose our highlights. So, let's pull them back. Starting with my skin color, I'm applying it over the wash on the high points of the face, the bridge of the nose, the forehead, and cheekbones, allowing the washed areas to act as my new shadow colors.
Then I'm using my original yellow and again highlighting the edges and high points of each bead and plate of metal. The high points are the areas that stick the furthest out from the model or the areas that would be most hit by light, which are usually the areas that stick out of the model the most.
I want the weapons on your hands to be a focal point, so I'm taking extra time to create a gradient of a very light blue to my mother color along the edges of the blade. Using this light color will make the blade more eye-catching. I swear that lining and edge highlighting are always the final piece for an amazing miniature. So I'm going to take the time to line the top half of the model with a dark blue paint using a liner brush.
Lining is basically adding the little individual shadows in between each element that would naturally be cast by your miniature.
Then I'm edge highlighting with a pure white along the edges of the blades, as well as giving bright highlights to the metal jewelry, beads, and anywhere else I want eye-catching. You only want a tinge of white. Again, start slow, you can always add more later. And here is our final model. Let me know what you think. Will you be using shades and mother colors on your miniatures? If you like what I do, you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, go join me on Patreon. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time.